The thing is, like, you have this programming, you have these things that, made you deny parts of yourself. You have this inherent inadequacy, unworthiness, unwillingness to express your unique self. And thus, if you can't express your unique self, how the fuck are you going to create anything? Creation is an expression of the self. We're all creations of the one infinite creator because we're all here to express the one infinite creator. And so, the law of correspondence, the metaphysical principle of correspondence, the hermetic principle of correspondence, as above, so below, we are like the creator. Genesis 1:26, let us make mankind in our image and our likeness. Corpus Hermeticum 2.90 says, holy art thou, whom all nature is the image. We're all made in the image of the creator. All creations made in the image of the creator, right? And thus, as creators ourselves, right, as mankind was made in the image of the creator, we are creators. And thus, we can infinitely and boundlessly express our unique self. And we're called to. Like, that's our, we should. That's actually what we have to do. And when we deny that, when we don't do that, when we don't express our unique self, that is when we feel misaligned with our cosmic purpose. I'm a fucking bot. I'm gonna leave this record actually. So there's a writer on Substack. Her name is Amy McNee, and she just dropped a post a few days ago titled "We Need Men's Art." I grew up as like a really, really creative kid. I loved making stuff. Fucking loved it. there's like, I talked about this a lot actually in my last Road to Renaissance vlog. How to become a digital Renaissance man. But man, I was always a super active kid in all areas. Physical movement, I was always running around outside, being in nature, just doing shit, being active, playing with friends, going into the park. Shit, I love dancing. I always love dancing. Mental movement. I love learning, whether it was science or some random rabbit hole I was going down on YouTube, whether it was learning how to create something. Let's go to this in the third movement, spiritual movement, creating. I want to tell you guys why spiritual movement, why creating is spiritual movement. Let me keep telling you my story first, though. I loved making stuff as a kid. Always, always, always. Whether it was like building shit out of Legos, whether it was taking shit apart with my hands, like taking pens apart, taking fucking just I don't even know what kind of shit I used to take apart. I just used to take everything apart. If I could take it apart, I would want to, and I'd put it back together. It'd be so awesome. I like learning how things work. I like using my hands. I like using my mind. And I mean, I made a lot of things. Like I said, I like doing stuff with my hands. I mainly did drawing when I was a kid. I made a lot of comic books. I loved making comic books. And every time I say I love making comic books, I think about wanting to make one. Yesterday, I was at work talking to one of my coworkers, Ricky, and she's a tattoo artist, but she hasn't had a tattoo job in like 9-10 months because her last place just something happened, and then she just hasn't been able to find one since then. But she just got like basically she's going to do like a trial period with this new place, and so she's going to go there for like a week, and she was kind of like telling me how she's like super anxious and she like feels it hurt her stomach. I'm like, yeah, I feel that, gang. When I get anxious, that should be right here in the chest. So contract. I feel that shit like in my chest and like kind of like near my groin and like my thigh area. Like I get super tight, like in both those areas, bro. When I get like anxiety or I feel fear, yeah. That's why you have to practice opening in times of closing. Live with an open heart, even if it hurts. And I feel like that's actually really what this video is about. As men, we've been told to repress, suppress. Inherently, art is about express. And so I want you to like cook with me here. Why would you express yourself if you believe you shouldn't be expressing, right? And whether that's because, you know, the false programming on a societal level of, oh, men shouldn't be this way, you know, you have to, no emotion, or you can only be angry, or whatever, I don't know, bullshit. And whether it's that or whether it's like deeper on a more personal level when it comes to like things that actually happen specifically to you that have now developed into a sense of unworthiness, inadequacy, fear of expression. And as these things build over time, and as we continue to identify with the false self that I can't express, as we continue to repress the unique self, we repress the light of the unique self, thus creating the shadow. And since we're repressing our unique self, since we're not embodied in our authenticity, right? Some of our unique self state will manifest. It may will manifest, but the shadow will manifest in times in unhealthy, unconscious ways. And thus, as well, since there's a repression of our self that's creating the shadow, well, we have to find some other part to start filling that in, right? Thus creates the false self. And so we have the unique self, who we truly are. We have the repressed version of the unique self, the shadow, who's still us, but not embraced, right? It's been denied, it's been pushed apart, it's been separated from ourselves. The law of one teaches any separation, any misalignment from truth, which is oneness, right? Any separation you perceive, any harm you do to yourself, to others, that's a violation of the law of one. And thus, you will suffer for it. You have to get back in alignment. You have to not deny yourself, but accept yourself. You have to not repress yourself, but express yourself. You see what I'm saying here? There's a quote that I love so much, and I feel like it really embodies a lot of my mission. I'll tell you my mission real quick. If you guys don't know, my name is Jaden. I'm a Renaissance man, a spiritual teacher. It's my belief that the holistic approach, the approach of truly living in alignment with all realms of reality, mind, body, spirit, and creating. And that's, this video is really about the fourth one. I made last video talking about the 3 types of movement a lot. And that had more to do with just kind of like foundational principles. And so I wanted to talk about creating because this just came to mind. I believe the holistic approach is the only approach. If you're not truly in alignment with all these realms of who you are, right? Like we manifest as a mind, body, spirit complex. That's also a law of one teaching. We have these aspects of ourselves: the spirit, the true self, who, the aspect of the one that manifests in us all. We have the physical, the body, and we have the mind, the link between the two, that it has qualities of both: the physical, the spiritual, the material, and the immaterial. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Tablet 1, it says that the intellectual man is the link between the material man and the spiritual man. And how the intellectual man has qualities of both, and how if you can master the intellectual man, you can become a master of the physical and spiritual man. Paraphrase. Here's that quote. Remember, artists, the opposite of depression isn't joy. It's expression. So create, create, create. For it's the soul's medicine. And I love that quote so much because it's unbelievably true. The thing is, like, the only thing that ever got me out of depression was making stuff. I swear to God. Like, I'll give you all a little run through of my YouTube journey. So I posted my first ever YouTube video on February 24th, 2012. I was 8 years old. And I was in my living room of the house I grew up in. And me and my best friend, my childhood best friend, Samir, called him S. Me and S, we was like in my living room recording videos on my grandfather's laptop on his 360p webcam. Horrid quality. But bro, I'm telling you, those 5 videos we recorded that day, that's probably some of the best content on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, if you want to see them, I don't think I've ever said this before. Yeah. If you guys want to go look that shit up, honestly though, my channel name, my that first ever channel, that's not my channel that like I blew up and had like 15, 20K views. We'll get to that. But I had this channel and I actually made it with my mom's email. But then I couldn't use my mom's email anymore, so I had to make a new channel with my own email. You feel me? So I had to like I had to make an email and then I made my own channel. But that channel is called JDCW Boy. Okay? If you want to go look that shit up, bro, go ahead. You know what I mean? Go watch that. If you do actually, comment and let me know which video is your favorite. Yo, pound that shit if you're going to watch that. On me. So, after that day, February 12th, or February 24th, rather, I was like, oh, nah, it's over. I knew I loved YouTube. Like, I'd been watching YouTube for a few years. But, you know, I was a rap. I was like, nah, I'm a YouTuber. I'm going to be a YouTuber. Simple. Honestly, I honestly had the dream of being a YouTuber, like, then, mainly because of Minecraft YouTubers. My dog Sky does Minecraft, even though he's kind of a piece of trash. I'm not gonna lie. But that guy was like a pillar of my childhood, especially YouTube, bro. That dude really like made it, especially as a gamer. I was like, wait, what? But Sky does Minecraft, Deadlocks, Truemu. Yo, Minecraft Universe, Truemu was really my guy. He was my favorite. And I fucked with like Beijing Canadian, Jerome, Sunday. Fuck, what's his name? Fuck. Captain Sparkles. Captain Sparkles is the GOAT. That's not who I was thinking about, but fuck it. Anyways, I'm gonna stop naming fucking Minecraft YouTubers. But man, like growing up like on YouTube, like honestly, like YouTube has always been my life, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. like genuinely, dog. Like YouTube has always been my life. And it's pretty fucking interesting. It's pretty cool. You know, I've had times where I've been like, oh yeah, nah, I'm gonna like stop watching YouTube and now like let's like get it back. I'm like, this is interesting. Do I have an addiction? Is that bad necessarily? Could be not. You know what I mean? Especially because of the relationship I have with YouTube now. It's like now I like the time I have on YouTube is like very conscious. You know what I mean? It's not like I go in like with like intention. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go watch this certain video. But it's like if I hop on YouTube, it's like, okay, if I see something here that's like I feel like is gonna add value to my life, Lydiana. If not, I'm just not gonna fucking be on here. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. I'm not like a slave to my phone. Which is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, because 2 years ago I was. So, you know what I mean? We out here. We up, baby. A few weeks into my journey as a kid, right, 8 years old, I was making videos. I was posting videos about like Power Rangers and shit, and how to make paper Power Rangers morphers, bro. I was fucking, yeah, I love making fucking Power Rangers morphers. Oh no, I gotta start naming Power Ranger shows now. All right, here's my top 5 Power Ranger shows, because I thought about this. I think I said this on another video. I think I did, and then I thought about it for real. I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's these 5 for real. All right, here's top 5. No particular order. No particular order. SPD, Jungle Fury, Mystic Force, Ninja Storm, and fuck, Samurai. Boom, let's go. That's the 5 right there. Those 5, fucking chef's kiss, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about? But I was absolutely infatuated with Power Rangers as a kid, and so I made like Power Rangers like morphers and shit, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. You know why I was actually obsessed with this? This is why, bro. I swear to God, I was thinking about this like a month or two ago. I'm like, I feel like this just happened and my mom just like never told me or some shit. But it's like, fuck it, bro. Oh my gosh, Operation Overdrive. Operation Overdrive is going in at number 6. That's going in number 6, bro. I had this Power Rangers morpher from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. That shit was so fucking cool, bro. Oh my god. Fuck me. I still haven't let that shit go, bro. I still like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm feeling just how like, fuck, I'm still pissed about that shit. Bro, this was like when I was 3-4 years old, bro. I swear to God. I swear, bro, I had this shit one day, next day. Bro, that shit was fucking gone, bro. I was like, yo, what's up? I didn't like, what the fuck? That shit was crazy. Oh, bro. Obviously, I didn't say that because I didn't curse at 4 years old. I'm not gonna lie, I did start cursing when I was 5 because I had bad influences at kindergarten. And by bad influences, I mean bad influence. The first friend I made at elementary school, because he lived like close to me, so we had the same bus stop. And so like we were like the first 2 kids there that fucking like first day at elementary school, like at that bus stop. Our moms like took pictures of us and like we were looking cute and shit. Anyways, that was my dog, but I'm not gonna lie, like he's a piece of trash. Like I don't fuck with him now. I'm not gonna lie. But he like taught me like curse words. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That dude is responsible for a lot of my like lost innocence when I was a kid. Dude introduced me to cursing. Dude introduced me to sex. Like at like 8 years old, I was like saying fuck all the time and shit. Like I do like all the curses and I was saying them all the time. Not like out loud like to my parents or anything. But if I was like solo or like at like school and shit, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to be cursing all the time at school, bro. Like what? And teachers never heard me. Like I was always like him with it. I'm not gonna lie. On the bus though, what, bro? What? Yo, I swear, bro, that shit was bad. JK, I will always die on the hill that cursing shouldn't be taboo. Fuck out of here. Suck me off. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think cursing should be taboo. I've never understood that. I don't get it. It's like, why are these words bad? Like, who even made that up, actually? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're all just conforming to this shit. Do you understand that? Can any of you think? Fuck me, I'm sorry. I'm not. Oh my gosh. Please learn how to think for yourself. Genuinely. Anyways. I love Power Rangers. And so I was like mad pissed. I was just so fucking mad, bro. I was just like, what the fuck? And like, I don't know. I was thinking about this, like I said, like a month or two ago. I'm like, I feel like my mom or my grandmother like lost that shit one day and they just never told me. Like I was like sticking as hell. So they got me a new one, but we couldn't, like there was no more Operation Overdrive ones. And so I had to get this other one from Power Rangers RPM. RPM solid, I'm not gonna lie. But that morpher was nowhere near as cool as the Operation Overdrive one. Bro, like the Power Ranger Arms game, it was cool. You know, it was like a little flip open girl. You know what I mean? Like a little flip phone. But bro, the Operation Overdrive one, oh my gosh, that shit was like, it would like turn up like this. Like the screen would like rotate up, and then you could hit the keypad like that, and the screen was on top, and then you could rotate it down, and it'd be like small. Yo, what you? That shit was cool as fuck. Oh my god, I'm still pissed about that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to call my mom right now and ask her if that. Nah, my mom probably wouldn't remember that. I only have my phone on me. That shit is over there. Fuck it. So I was obsessed with Power Rangers, and since I didn't have my own, that I fucked with it, but like I just wanted to just make other ones because I wanted to have cool ones and shit. I just wanted to make shit out of paper as well. Like I just like making shit. I did origami as fuck ton as a kid, bro. I love making shit out of paper, bro. Always love making shit out of paper. I mainly made ninja stars. Mainly did like I'm trying to think of what else. Boomerangs. I liked making I always loved making fortune tellers. Those aren't very hard to make, but fortune tellers are just cool. Yeah, but making stuff, loved it. You know the kid, so that's basically what I posted about on YouTube. You feel me? I was just literally just posting about like making shit out of paper and shit and Power Rangers. Like I'm pretty sure my first video, yeah, it is the first video on like my other channel. That channel is called Jaden White. You probably won't be able to find it because there's a million channels called Jaden White. If you look up JDCW boy, that shit will come up. That's like, I mean, like, come on, what you mean? But I was mad sticking. The thing is, actually, no. Here's the thing. My OG channel name was actually Jaden Rules 100, bro. That was like, yo, Jaden Rules 100 was like my OG gamer tag actually too. Like on not on GameCube, on DS, bro. I went by Jaden Rules 100 on DS. What is he talking about on me? Yo, bro, fuck. Oh my god, bro. Jaden Rules 100 was too goated. So like that was the name of my YouTube channel. But then the fucking YouTube thing happened, or like when Google acquired YouTube, that's what happened. When Google acquired YouTube, they were like, everyone get fucked. All of your fucking accounts now are now your names. We're like, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what? And I was sticking as hell, and I could never change it, bro. I was like, yo, what the fuck? This is fucked up, bro. Like, I was mad as fuck. Niggas just took me from Jaden Rules 100 to Jaden White. Like, this is whack. I didn't want to go by my name. Like, what? I wanted to go by JD's Rules 100. What is he talking about? So, yeah, Google had me fucked up. I was bent. For that. I was bent on that for a minute. I'm not going to lie. I was bent about that for a minute. Oh, my God, bro. Fuck me. Anyways, yeah, bro. It's like... That was so funny. Anyways, let me go back to this shit. We went on so many tangents of me just trying to tell you about like the first 3 weeks of my YouTube journey. This is pure comedy. Anyways, oh shit. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm like 3 weeks into my YouTube journey, right? I post a video, how to make Samurai Morpher, or how to make a Power Ranger Samurai Morpher. I think it was how to make Samurai Morpher. How to make a Samurai Morpher, and then in parentheses I put paper, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I didn't think about views or anything, but I just thought it was like, I mean, this is literally, I was literally just naming shit like what it was. Like none of my shits were good. Oh, I didn't even fucking say this, but literally my first ever YouTube video was literally just, or on that channel, Jaden Rose 100, was literally just me holding up my fucking 3DS to the screen and playing Power Rangers SPD's intro. I swear to God, I just love the intro, so I wanted to play it so I could always watch it over and over again. Goated. That's such a high leverage activity, bro. Like, what? I can just always go back to my YouTube channel if I want to watch it instead of like having to go to the show. Tell me that's not high leverage as fuck, bro. Like, what? Obviously, I could have just looked it up, but you know, I wanted to use my channel. Come on. Chill off me. I was fucking 8. So, fast forward a few, like literally 3 weeks into me posting, I have a video pop off, right? 15, 20K views, bro, in like the first like 2-3 days. Not gonna lie. That was when shit started going left. That was when shit started going left, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, that shit really planted like that validation consciousness. Like, really wanted to attach to the externals. I really wanted to feel like, oh yeah, like I gotta have the numbers. I gotta make sure I'm getting like 1,000 views per video. Cause like I had like a handful of videos. Like I had like 5 videos as well, like with 1 to 3K views, like within that 3-4 week time period. You feel me? So like I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get these numbers, bro. I gotta be him, bro. Like I'm trying to be a YouTuber, bro. I'm trying to be up. Like I swear to God, like that was literally my mentality. Bro, I'm telling you guys, like at 5 years old, I wanted to be like a businessman. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be like a YouTuber. I swear to God, bro. Like this is who the creator made me to be. You feel me? And now I'm embodied in Berlin. I love life. Anyways, I just started attaching really, really heavily. And this, wasn't all like 100% because of like the numbers. I was attaching to the numbers because of another reason. And that was because inherently I felt like I couldn't express myself to my family. You feel me? Yeah, like around, growing up, actually, I'll say that the first 4 years, 4 or 5 ish, going into 5, I had like a more relationship, like a more intimate and like close relationship with my grandmother than my mom, honestly. Um, and so, yeah, like once I got to elementary school, 5, 6 years old, that dynamic like really shifted. Like, here's the best example I can give of that. Like, post 4 years old, like when my mom would yell at me for something, and I feel like we were disconnecting, like I would want to go to mama for comfort. Like I'd say I want mama. Like I'd cry and I'd say I want mama, right? But after I get to these points where I never cried and wanted mama. I wanted mom. I wanted mother to hold me, you know? And I feel like mainly that came because once I got to like 5, 6, I really started expressing, or I started feeling other things, like I had more um anger and sadness. I feel like that probably was manifesting because of mm, just not having my dad there as much. My mom and dad have never been together my whole life. I'm the product of their last hookup. But they were together for years. Like they were high school sweethearts. My dad's a year older than my mom. They were together when my mom was a sophomore, my dad was a junior. And I believe that's when they got together. It might have been a year before. But they both went to each other's proms, and they my dad actually I forgot. I don't know if he didn't. Yeah, he wanted to actually go to architecture school. So he went to architecture school after high school, but then he hated it. He was like, oh, holy shit, I'm bored out of my mind here. What the fuck? And so he just took that year off. And then the next year, him and my mom both went to the same college. That's how my sister came to be. And then they tried to work it out for a few years. Like, I don't like, actually, when my mom got pregnant, my dad was like fucking around and shit at that point, actually. Like they like broken up, and then like, he was fucking around, and then like he was like being like summer boy and shit, like hot boy shit. And then actually yeah, he just wasn't really there that much for my sister for her first like I believe like 6 months of her life, until he like got his shit together. Like they went to college in Maryland, and I'm from New Jersey, so that's where my mom was because she was back home with my grandparents. And so yeah, my dad eventually went back, and then he was like working and shit, so he could be, providing for his daughter. And then, they tried my dad and my mom got back together, and they wanted to try to work things out, but they're not meant to be together, you know. Um, and so eventually it didn't happen, and then shit, I'll spill some tea right now. I'll give you guys some drama because we're just sitting here ranting. Like, I'm lit right now. This is fun. I'm just sitting here telling you guys my story. Like, I really want to be more open and vulnerable, especially like about my story, because I know I've told it like some like here and there, but I just want to like tell more of it, and I just want to be more authentic, especially in this like new season of my life, because I know that's really what's gonna like trust, build trust and like build connection with you and like build like relatability. And so I just want to be more open with these things. Not that I was like really closed off. Like, I love talking about myself, honestly. I just wasn't as intentional with these kind of things because I just like to get philosophical and shit. We'll get philosophical later, though. Trust. Y'all know I always like getting philosophical. What time is it? I gotta be at the gym at 3 o'clock. I have a gym date. I have like a gym date with actually a friend, but I am actually trying to raise up a girl who I hope will be there as well. Okay, now it's 1:30, 1:25 actually. Alright, we're good. We're Gucci. Actually, no. Is this one? No, this is 12. We're litty. We're soups litty, actually. Okay. Let's run this. So here's the tea. So my parents break up in 2003. I believe the beginning of it. Yep. And so around March, yes, March. Literally, I believe March 1st actually. My dad was working at a insurance like a life insurance place. He had grew up with a lot of like, he went to a lot of funerals growing up. My dad lost both of like he knew all of his grandparents growing up, and he lost all of them by the time he was 18, I believe. Um and so it was very, very difficult for him. Um and so like he experienced a lot of death in terms of that, and like aunts, uncles, like he was just always at a funeral. He actually recently like retold me this story. Um and he was like, yeah, it's just I just gotten to the point where I was just numb of it. And it's like, wow, that's like genuine dissociation. Um and he was actually, I'll just tell you, right? Is that very loud? I don't know. The plane. I didn't know if that was if y'all could hear that. Hello, plane. I couldn't see it. I wanted to see the plane. I love seeing planes. They're so cool. But yeah, he was recently telling me he was, we had like a little family meeting talking about, now recently actually my dad and stepmom were in a car accident, which really honestly could have been fatal. Like, it was bad. It was a 4-car accident. But luckily both of them were totally fine. Well, pretty sure. My stepmom had like a injury 2 years ago with her knee, and then because of that, like while in a surgery, she unfortunately had another thing happen, I believe, with her. I forgot what it was, but she needs to take like a blood. Oh no, I think it's actually her heart. Yes, it's her heart. Something with her heart and her breathing, and so she needs like a blood thinner. Not to like spill all my sound information, but this is like important for like the context. So like I just wanted to say like we're still Mo actually like went to the doctor today, which is why I said that. But we're pretty sure she's good. But the accident like could have been bad, like really bad, honestly. Um and so like they were talking to us about like, yeah, like this is like if we're not here anymore, like you guys need to know like about these important documents, like what to take care of, like with the house. Like dad was like, yo, like if if I'm gone, like you need to know like blah 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 blah. Like you need to know where the insurance is, how to take care of that. Okay, well the mortgage is already taken care of. My life insurance will cover that. I mean, so like my dad has like had this value in him for a long time. You know what I mean? And my stepmom actually has had this value in her for a long time as well, because she actually lost her father very young. I believe when she was 13. Um, he was literally just driving his car, and had a heart accident at the wheel. Everyday shit, bro. It's crazy, right? And so like for them, they both had this like appreciation and like really like yeah no like life insurance. They really found the value in that, and they really like respected it, and they really held that. You know what I mean? And so that's literally how they met, working at a life insurance place. March 1st, 2003. Fast forward 2 weeks, my dad's like, huh, "This is the woman I'm gonna marry." Unfortunately, there's some drama with Nana and Wello. Those are my dad's parents. If you guys don't know, I'm half Puerto Rican. So there's some drama. I don't know. I don't really know about the drama. My dad didn't get me into too much. He didn't tell me too much of that when he told me the story. um, and so I didn't really like. I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to pry. But I also knew a bit of this because of like something my sister told me about, because her and Mo talked. You know, I'm just like weaving shit, synthesizing as I do, philosophizing, more of like storytelling, philosophizing. I don't know. I'm just yapping, but yeah, that Dad and Mo's relationship kind of like had like a riff because of like Nana and Willow, and so that they were kind of in like this very weird like limbo space where they're like not really together, but it's like Dad really wanted to be with her and Mo wanted to be with her, like him as well, but it was like mad weird because she like felt disrespected, honestly. Um, but fast forward to April. Uh, my dad's birthday is April 7th. Fast forward to April. One night, my mom rings him up. Or, I don't know. I don't know exactly the beats, right? But somehow they get alone. And, she's saying all the nice things in his ear. And yeah, basically she just seduced him. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. I really hope that wasn't an attempt at my mom to like trap my dad on some like knock me up so you have to stay with me type shit. That'd be insane. What the fuck? I really don't think my mom would do that, genuinely. But I honestly like Shadow's a crazy thing. Yeah. Shadow is a crazy thing. And I can tell you my mom was oppressed. She was oppressed because her parents are not the most expressing and affectionate parents. Are empathetic. All that's to say is I didn't really have a stable foundation growing up because I was always constantly back and forth between either I mainly stayed with my mom and my grandparents growing up, but I would go to my dad's every other weekend. So like I said, I didn't really have that relationship, that connection with my dad. And then when I was there, I'd appreciate it for some time, but it was uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I didn't really like it. But I kind of started to appreciate the uncomfortability when I got older, of course, because if I didn't have those experiences, like I wouldn't be as responsible. I wouldn't be as discerning. I wouldn't be as skillful. I wouldn't be as appreciative. Like my dad always provided for us and like made sure like food was on the table, bills were paid, like bruise on the shoulders, like clothes on your back, like I always, you know what I mean? But like we're from Newark, New Jersey, bro. Like shit was not always like sunshines and rainbows. Like shit wasn't always like abundant land. Like we're always lit here and shit. Nah, you feel me? So it's like I knew what it was like not to struggle, no, but it's not like I had everything I desired. You feel me? And so looking back, I can only appreciate that because it's like I needed that. That made me better. That made me more grateful. You feel me? We have to taste the darkness to appreciate the light. And I'd say that probably a combination of a few things. Unstable foundation in terms of like bouncing back and forth between home dynamics And then identity dynamics in those home environments. Like when my mom and my grandparents, I was the baby, right? I was the youngest one. My sister's 5 years older than me. That's my mom, and I was living with mama and papa, my mom's grandparents, my mom's parents. And then when I'm at my dad's house, look, I'm like middle kid J, right? Like my younger brother Ye is a year and a half younger than me. So like basically, as long as I can remember, it's always been like Ye's always been around. You feel me? Um, and then my younger brother Mari, I can remember a time without Mari because Mari's 4 years younger than me, 4.5. But um, yeah, like basically, I've always been like middle kid J, where it's like suddenly I'm going from like the baby to the middle kid, where I'm like I have not just Lala, who's like responsible me and over me, but I also had my older brother Malik, my stepbrother, my Mo's son, and Lala and Malik are the same age. Lala's just Lala's my sister. Her name's Keelani, but I call her Lala. uh, they're both like the same age. Lala's just 6 months older, so they're 26 right now. I'm 21, and then my younger brother Ye, he's 19, and Mari is 16. No, I'm tripping. Mari's 17. Super tripping. No, no, no. Mari is 7. Mari's 16. I am tripping. Oh, but yeah, like basically for as long as I can remember, I had to bounce between this dynamic of like being the youngest and then having just me and Lala, and then when I am at dad's, it's like Lala and Malik, and it's not like this like like annoying, like evil sibling kind of thing. I actually like really love Malik, and like me and Malik had like a really, really close relationship for the first like 6 to 8 years of my life. It kind of just distanced because of both of our, kind of like wounds, you know what I mean? But like growing up, basically up until I believe I was 5 or 6, um, my dad, whenever I was at my dad's house, like we would all me and all my siblings would be in one room, right? Well, when Ye was a baby, they would like have him like in the crib, but once Ye was like 3, I believe, we all like shared this tiny ass room. Whenever I was there, I mean, when Lala and I weren't there, it was just Ye and Malik in that room, and so it's like every other weekend, it's just like okay, it's just inconvenient for a little bit. You feel me? Um, what we'd have is like there's like this, we had like a bed. Eventually dad got a bunk bed when Mari came. But we had like one bed, so two would be in one bed, and then there's like this tiny bed, and so when Ye was in there, Ye would sleep on that one. Like that was Ye's bed basically, and then Malik would basically just like sleep on like we'd pull out some mats and some blankets, and like Malik would sleep on that. So me and Lala would be on the bed, Malik would be on the mats, and Ye would be on like the tiny bed, his bed, right? That's how we'd be thugging it out. And we had like a little TV in there, bro. We used to watch so many movies in there, bro. I kid you not, like, oh my god, we watched so many movies in there. Man, fuck me, dude. Man, that little room on Nesbitt Terrace, fuck. I got so many memories in that little room. Like I said, it wasn't all bad. It never is, right? It never is. But it was hard, kind of going between that because I did suddenly have like responsibility for like Ye, you know what I mean? And then I had to do other things like, hey, it's like, hey Jay, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna contribute to like doing chores and stuff. Of course, like absolutely, I should do that, right? That's absolutely something you should do because, contribution, that's a part of life. Giving and receiving, that's a part of life, right? Um, but like I was really spoiled, honestly, and my mom, like at my grandparents, because my grandmother really just did everything. You know what I mean? So I didn't have to do shit there. And like I said, I was more comfortable. You feel me? And I think that, what I was really ultimately getting to, I don't think I said it, but I definitely had a masculine wound by not having that connection with my dad, you know, as much. It's not like my dad wasn't always there. Like, honestly, my dad is literally the most embodied figure of love and like unbreaking love, genuinely. He really is. Like, he always has been throughout my entire life. Even in those times of like darkness, even in those times of like misconnection from us, it wasn't necessarily because I didn't know that my dad was very loving. I just knew that I just felt like the way I could express to him, he wouldn't understand because I didn't think he was willing to. And that there, sometimes there is that. Sometimes you are loved, and you want to embody that, but you still have your own things that you don't even understand about yourself, right? That was something my dad has come to his own understanding of within the last 5 to 10 years. You feel me? Especially like I'll say like 7 to 10 more so. Yeah. But he's been getting a lot better the last like 3 to 5. A lot better the last 3 to 5. But I was growing up, I had like hyper I was in like my feminine a lot, which was good because it allowed me to channel that. And I mean inherently like I need to be channeled in my feminine. I'm a fairly feminine guy. Like compared to most guys, like I'd absolutely consider myself more feminine than most guys. Absolutely. And that's awesome. Like that's who I am. You feel me? But I didn't really understand how to like channel my masculine as much. And that's why like when I was with dad, it was uncomfortable. Because inherently shit, yeah, you're gonna fucking be uncomfortable. Like growth, going into the unknown, striving is uncomfortable. Being responsible, it gets uncomfortable. Is what it is. Like this is the role of the masculine. And so, I didn't really have this like value of the masculine because I wasn't with my dad as much. And I had my grandfather, and my grandfather was an amazing role model, but my grandfather didn't walk with the same vigor that my dad did, and he wasn't my dad. You know what I mean? So I didn't want him to be. You know. I felt pretty disconnected from my masculine, and so since I felt like I could only really be embodied in my feminine, I turned to creating a lot. Like I really embodied my masculine in physicality and in learning, which is what I do now. And sexuality did arise. And honestly, bro, I've had like lustful desires since I was like 7. Like I started looking up girls kissing videos like 6, 7 years old. I swear to God, bro. Started watching porn at 10. Shit was bad. Is what it is, man. That's a part of my journey. You know what I mean? I love that part of myself because I wouldn't be here without him. Feel me? And he struggled for a long time because inherently I felt like, okay, well, inherently like I have this, I didn't feel like I had like that masculine role model I could go to consistently in terms of like expressing emotion. And so I just went within for that. And mainly that got channeled through my art, my creation, up until I was 8. Really up until I was 10. But when I was 8, that's when things really started shifting. And I'll say that a big reason also to this is Grace. Grace was my childhood, like literally first and second grade girlfriend, who I genuinely fucking adored. I adored that girl. I don't know if I loved her. Maybe. I might have, honestly. I definitely felt like I did. Maybe I did. But I genuinely adored that girl. Like it was more than just like infatuation. You know what I mean? It's like I really liked her character. I liked her presence. I liked her quality of intimacy. I liked her perspective. Like I liked her unique self. You feel me? I appreciated her. Like I said, I adored her, really. And she's a very beautiful woman to this day. But we were together in like first grade, right? I'm not gonna lie. Second grade rolls around. I was low key like I was low-key a player. It's like, in my low-key, I was a player. Now, I wasn't, like, really doing nothing with, like, these other girls, but I'm not gonna lie, I was entertaining them. Like, I was chatting shit with these girls that wanted me. I'm not gonna lie. In second grade, I was him. I literally had, like, literally half the girls in my class wanted me. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like, nah, not even half, like, 2/3 of them. Like, in a class of, like, 24 to 30 kids, like, I swear to God, like, 8 to 10 of them wanted me, bro. Like, 8 to 10 of the girls. And it's like, the classes were fairly 50-50. So if it's like 12 to 14, 12 to 15 girls and boys, 8, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, bro. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to keep my options open. My little ass was wilding, bro. But, that was because, I had, just like lustful desires and shit. Manifesting at the same age. And this, I've always honestly just had I said this in my, in Smokes and Spirituality, like, I realized that I live my life in devotion to the divine feminine. I've always just had a very, very felt appreciation for the divine feminine in many of her manifestations, but especially in women. Especially in women. Women are very amazing, very magical. As are men. As are all of us. Right? But there's something about the divine feminine that I especially appreciate. I don't know. There's something about that. It's like, ooh. So, man, what was that? 16? I go. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really, really have this, like, genuine, like, connection, I felt like, with Grace. And, she, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Jason Derulo's song, like, Will You Marry Me? I swear to God, I used to be, like, singing that. Will you marry me? I swear I used to be singing that, thinking about her. And then at the end, I'd be like, oh my God. Like, I'd say, like, her full name. I'm not gonna say her that. I'm not gonna say that. And I'd say, like, will you marry me? Like, on some goofy ass shit, like, visualizing that shit. You know what I mean? Trying to, like, attract that shit into my reality. Bro. But, bro, I swear, like, I told you, like, I do love Grace. I do love Grace. I don't know. But like I said, at least adored, really. Like, genuinely, really, really liked. Really, really, really appreciated it. Really, really. No, I'd say loved. Loved. That's the correct word. I think I was denying it. Because it's like, oh, what do you know about love at 8 years old? But that's just like ego talking. Like, it's like, what? You're nothing but love. What are you saying? Huh? So yeah, I did love her. I did. But second grade, right? Like, we were still together this whole time while I was like being a hoe, honestly. But I wasn't like doing nothing with them. I was just entertaining. You know what I mean? It's not like I was like actually, messing with them, like trying to, like, touch up on these girls or nothing, or like, trying to hold their hands or some shit. You feel me? Like, I wasn't doing that. Like, I wasn't letting, like, none of them, like, lean on me, like, like, in class or shit. Like, nah, like, that was only for Grace. You feel me? And it's like we gotta have a line here. But I'm fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh, bro. But yeah, I was really heartbroken. Because on the day of our winter semi-formal, no, it was formal. It was a winter formal. We Grace had her best friend and also one of my closest friends, who is literally like my longest homie. Like, I've known Sade literally since daycare. Me and Sade was the same daycare, like 3 years old type shit. Bro, she had Sade break up with me on her behalf on some, like, Grace doesn't want to be with you anymore. I'm like, what? Where's she at? Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, nope, she doesn't want to talk to you. She just doesn't want to be with you anymore. I'm like, yo. You know what I mean? She was heartbreaking. Not gonna lie, she was heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like ever since then, it really just planted like a seed of unworthiness because I just felt like I didn't really know why. You know what I mean? And I just eventually got to this point. I'm just like, oh, I'm just not good enough. Now, looking back, there's probably a few factors, right? One, you're fucking 8 years old. All right, like just charge it to the fucking game, Jaden. Two, which is probably actually, more significant. You were kind of entertaining, these other girls, which is kind of fucked up, Jaden. Not gonna lie. And three, which is actually the biggest factor, my little ass literally lied about kissing her at Saday's birthday party because I wanted to, but I didn't. I was a bitch. But I told my homies I did. I ain't gonna lie. I told my homies I did, and I should probably got around as word due. I mean, and so when I actually journaled about this back in December 2023, when I actually when this really came to my awareness, where I was like, I'm not gonna lie, this was probably the seed that planted my I like to say I dated the same girl for 5 years, but it was 15 different girls. I feel like that insecurity and the reason I attracted them and those damaged relationships was a seed that kind of got planted from this one. And I was denying that. I was like, oh, that's not real. That's bullshit. It's like I said, what do you know at that age? But it's that's just ego. You feel me? It's you have very real and felt experiences at that age. What are you saying? Huh? Never deny yourself. That's fucking ego talking. Don't let ego deny yourself. Feel fuck, deny the false self. I'm gonna fucking say this shit every video. False self, K. I'll kill that motherfucker any day. What you talking about? Deny the false self. Shoot that motherfucker dead. Shoot him dead. Shoot that motherfucker down. What you talking? Shoot that motherfucker dead. Shoot that motherfucker dead. All right, don't you shoot that motherfucker down. Fuck the false self. Embrace the unique self. All right, embrace who you truly are. Unique self. Your true, authentic expression, your unique expression of the one true self. That is who you really are. Not this identity, not the false self that's been constructed due to the programming that's been instilled upon you by, your parents, by the social media, by the religious figures, by the school system, by the government, whatever bullshit. Doesn't matter. All the programming has you identified with the false self, and thus you are suffering because you are not being you. The law of authenticity, which is a expression, it's how the law of one, right, expresses in the human experience, right? We have to be aligned with our authentic nature from an absolute and from a relative perspective, our divine and our human experience. We have to stay aligned with both of these. We have to hold both of these poles, right? This is why non-duality is so important. We have to truly stay aligned with our authentic nature. And if we're not, if we're denying any part of ourselves, we will suffer. If we're fucking identifying with someone we're not, then we're denying a part of ourselves. We're fucking suffering, okay? That is not good. That is not good. And the thing is, when I got to, 8, I was like, yep, you piece of shit. I'm unworthy. You know what I mean? That's how I felt about myself. And then video pops off and, no, wait. I wonder if the video actually came after or before Grace. That's actually really interesting. But it was close enough, you know what I mean? But anyways, I was posting videos consistently on YouTube. I was basically posting a week. I was posting every week, honestly. Genuinely. For a year and a half. Almost 2 years. I genuinely was. But at 10 years old, 10 is when I got to middle school, I think that's actually when everything really shifted for me. Because I didn't feel like at elementary school, I felt like the fucking man in elementary school, bro. I knew I was him. But going into middle school, bro, I felt like the dynamic just shifted. I didn't feel as good about myself, and I felt like the social hierarchy. I was never bottom of the food chain. I was always like one of those guys who was like middle and like fucked with like people like at the top. Like I fucked with the jocks and like all the cool kids at the top. Like we were cool. Like no one's ever fucked with me. Like I never like got bullied or anything. Everyone was always cool with Jaden because I'm cool as fuck, right? Right. I was always chilling. You know what I mean? I was always chilling. And then I also fucked with, some like the nerd. You know what I mean? Like I have a couple homies that like I pulled up from down here. You know what I mean? And then I also have a couple homies who were up here who were like, nah, y'all niggas is whack. We got some mob here. You feel me? You feel me? Like, hey, that's the kid. You feel me? That's the kid. But going into middle school, like around 10, these things, all these things, all these battles I was facing, my parents not really, me not having like a stable home environment. Once I got to 8 years old, actually, no, it was 10. Yeah. So in fourth grade, once I was like, actually, I'll probably say around 9. In fourth grade, I started actually, instead of going to my dad's house every other weekend, I started going a week back, a week between like mom and dad's, back and forth. So I had no stability now. It's like, okay, every other weekend at dad's, I was like, okay, well, that's just, it's like, that's like a routine or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm literally living week to week in different environments. Like, I'm never like, what is stability? This doesn't exist. I I love teaching non-duality from a metaphysical point because it's just the absolute truth. But experientially, duality plagued my life for so long. Like I always felt like I had to deny a part of myself to be somewhere else. I always felt like I had to, only be half of myself, or I had to not embrace this other part of myself. I could only be the scientist, and I couldn't be, the spiritualist. I could only be the jock, or I can only be the nerd. I couldn't be the jock. I could only be the logical. I couldn't be the emotional. I could only be the masculine. I couldn't be the feminine, or vice versa, whatever the fuck. Even in literally my fucking genetics, like black versus Puerto Rican and shit. I've just always felt honestly very disconnected with my Puerto Rican heritage because I don't have much of that culture around me. I mean, honestly, my dad didn't much for himself. You know what I mean? Like, my dad doesn't really speak Spanish much. I don't speak Spanish. He understands it. Like, he can like have a conversation with you. Like, he can listen to it. He'll have a conversation with you. He speaks some of it. He can understand it fluently, like intellectually, and like he can hear it. Like if somebody speaks to him in Spanish, he knows what you're saying. But my dad, like, he won't be able to speak it to you, like really as well. And so, like, I've always just felt very disconnected from that. And I'm not gonna lie, I repressed a lot of my fucking being black growing up because of all this bullshit in the media and about like, like white supremacy. And like, honestly, I got internalized like hatred for like black people. Like I actually had like not genuine hatred, but it's like I like had like my own period of like honestly, I didn't really realize this until I got to like freshman year of high school actually. And this girl I was talking to actually, and she was dark skinned, she was African. She was like, Jaden, you literally have a preference for light skins, and it's actually biased, and you don't actually understand that. And I was like, wait. And I had to go within and find that in myself. I was like, oh shit, that is actually true. Like I literally internalized this fucking bullshit that white people have been selling me, that lighter skin's better, darker skin's bad. It's crazy. Duality plagued my life. And so like when I found non-duality a year ago, going on, and from a Know Thyself podcast by Gabby Klavenko. I don't know how to say her name. Shout out Gabby, yo. She's the best. It was in March of 2024. When I found that podcast about non-duality, I was like, this is everything. And then in April, I discovered my spiritual teacher, Aaron Apke, and his take on Jesus, the mystical Jesus. And that was how I started diving head deep into esotericism. And now I'm a spiritual teacher. And I like teaching non-duality in metaphysics and esotericism. And I want to teach more meditation as well, and presence and mindfulness as well. I want to get more into that as well. I feel like that's something I want to get better at experientially, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm kind of just bullshitting myself. Like I have experience. Like there are people I can't teach. Like that's why I just posted my video, how to meditate for noobs. You know what I mean? Because I do have things I can touch. You know what I mean? I want to talk to you guys about your true creativity blocks. But I got to change the battery real quick. So let me do that. All right, let's run this shit up. So I gave you guys all that fucking context about my life. One, because I wanted to and I thought it'd be fun and entertaining. And so if you're still watching this, obviously you thought so as well. So nice. Or you just really want to learn about this, which I appreciate your dedication. Respect. You know, I mean, earlier I said that the world needs men art. The world needs men's art, right? Because that was what Amy had wrote about. But at the end of the day, like, the world needs all of our art. Because inherently, you are a unique self. And the thing is, the one infinite creator needs your unique self. Like, you're actually needed in the cosmos. Like, I promise. Like, I'm gonna like let me make my case here, okay? I want you to think about this. The one is just one. God is just one. And since this is the case, the one can't fully perceive itself. I mean, can an eye see itself? No, right? Without a mirror. And thus, the one plays this game of duality. The one plays this beautiful game of splitting itself into infinite manifestations. So thus it may experience itself in an infinitely unique amount of ways. The unique relationship between two subjects, whether that be two people, whether that be a person and the present moment, whether that be a person and God, whether that be a person and an idea, a person and an emotion, whatever it is, that relationship, that is unique. Because there are no two other manifestations of the divine that are quite like those ones. The time is always unique. As time is passing, the present moment is always new. It is always novel. It is always unique. Literally, every single moment that is birthed from reality is unique. There's unique space. And if there's not unique space, there's unique time. And regardless of space-time, outside of the 3D plane, there's always the unique relationship. Reality is always birthing you new and new and new. New and new and new uniqueness. Why? Because uniqueness is how the one experiences itself. It's how it understands itself. That's how the one loves itself. On deeper and deeper and deeper levels. And thus, the one true self, we can imagine like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle that's kind of like always expanding. And like this puzzle has pieces, right? Although we're all interconnected, right? We're all like it's just one puzzle here. It's just one puzzle. Like there's not another puzzle over there. that like we can like go and like hang out with or something. Nah. Like there's no other puzzle to be completed. Like there's just one. But within that puzzle, there's an infinite amount of unique puzzle pieces. And those unique puzzle pieces are kind of like always expanding as well. And in between them, I don't know, it's kind of a weird visual, but if you can kind of imagine that the puzzle is expanding and the puzzles are always growing and that there's always new intimacies being created, there's always new uniqueness being formed. That is you. The one is seamless, just one, but the one is not featureless. And you're a feature. I'm a feature, right? Jaden's a feature. Quite a beautiful feature, I'd say. And so are you. You are very, very, very beautiful. Nah, fuck that. You are a gorgeous expression of the one. You are the true self, plus a unique perspective, plus a unique quality of intimacy. And thus, you are a unique self. And this unique self delivers a unique perspective, a unique way of seeing the world, a unique way it can contribute to the world through its unique gift, through its unique quality of intimacy, the way it interacts with the world. Through this unique gift, through this unique interaction, the one is allowed to expand its consciousness, is able to expand its love for itself, its understanding, it's able to expand its desire through you. If that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. All right, so that's my case. Cool. So like you're needed in the cosmos. If you don't believe me, I got nothing. Actually, I do. Click on that third link in the description and go read my article. It'll be the top one that pops up on Digital Renaissance Career Substack. It's called Reject Your BS Programming and Embrace Your Unique Self. Go read that. If you still don't believe me after that, then I really don't have anything for you, honestly. I tried. I tried. You got to go within for yourself. I can't do anything. But yeah, like you're needed in the cosmos. You have purpose. And the thing is, even if you feel like you don't understand what your external purpose is, like what you can actively contribute to the collective in this physical plane, right? Like how I feel like I am, right? Which is beautiful. That's okay. That's okay. Like it is. It's a part of your journey. It's all a part of your journey. Everything is a part of your process. Nice. I do have my phone. I was pretty sure I grabbed it. I'd seen this earlier, so I posted it. I liked it a lot. It says, switching your mentality from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me is a game changer. That was from at Nelson is, I don't know, I'm not going to say that. I don't care, honestly. But I basically said that this is the foundation to mental alchemy. This is how you become a wielder of the art of transmutation. You have to reject victim consciousness. That shit is whack. Get that shit out of here. Get that, why is this shit happening to me? Why is life? Why am I a victim? Why can't I have this? Why can't I be who I want to be? Why am I repressed? Why am I oppressed? Stop bitching and do something. Shift your perception. That's what you have to do. Reject victim consciousness. Embrace creator consciousness. Switch your mentality from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me? That is the foundational principle of mental alchemy. You do that, you're an alchemist. Congratulations. If you'd like more information and my personal process and more of my story, more metaphysical stuff, you can check out my guide, Mental Alchemy, $55, second link description. But guys, like mental alchemy is all game perception. Like this shit is really not hard, honestly. Anyways, back to creativity blocks. I told you guys all about my stories because I had a lot of things that were blocking my creativity. One, I had this denial of my unique self, and thus I was dissociating from my unique self. And thus, I was dissociating from the spiritual plane. I was disconnecting from the spiritual plane. The thing is, dissociation is inherently a disconnect, right, from two aspects of the mind, right? And if the mind is fragmented, like if the mind isn't whole, if the mind isn't one, if the mind isn't able to be present truly, you're not going to connect to spirit. Nah. You know, that's why, you know, like I talk about how like I often get like nudges or more so knocks to like, hey, bozo, be one, right? To connect, right? And that's really only come because over the last year, I've practiced being present. I've practiced it. Like I put intention into it. And then it started happening more and more in May and June. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it started happening even more in November. And it started happening way more at the beginning of this month, at February. It's a process. The thing is, it's like you actually have misperceptions in your mind that you have to heal. You have separation in your mind, right? If inherently you're denying yourself, you're not whole. And so it's like if spirit is one, if spirit is perfect wholeness, if there are too many misperceptions, if there are too many distortions in the mind, it can be very difficult to touch that, like experientially and just like metaphysically. Purification is a process, like diligence. Like this can happen through meditation practice. This can happen through introspection, especially contemplation, genuinely going in your awareness and finding these roots, finding these limited beliefs, finding this program. I talk about that in mental alchemy as well. I see dissociation duality and unworthiness as basically the three biggest blocks. I call them those are basically the three manifestations of the spiritual blocks. There are three types of blocks: physical, mental, spiritual blocks. I also talk about this in mental alchemy, by the way. But spiritual blocks are inherently that's where the real money is. You know what I mean? Right? Because inherently the mind is only having like the mental blocks are created because inherently there's a repression of spirit, there's a repression of unique self, and thus shadow comes and false self comes and bullshit. And so we have to get to this point of really realigning with the law of one, with the law of authenticity, with our unique self. And if we can get to that place, we can start feeling that oneness way more. I mean, because we're in it, right? It's like the further you go into the path of darkness, the more dark it gets. But the thing is, it's like at any moment, you can jump to the path of light. Any moment. At any moment, you can repent. You can do a 180 and turn your heart towards God. You can. Genuinely. Now, is that easy? No. But it's very possible. And the thing is, it's like, if you're open to it, you won't need to have all the power to do it right now because God will be there to help you. Gospel of Thomas, Jesus said, for the one who seeks, they shall find. And for the one who knocks, it shall be open. The thing is, like, you have this programming. You have these things that, made you deny parts of yourself. You have this inherent inadequacy, unworthiness, unwillingness to express your unique self. And thus, if you can't express your unique self, how the fuck are you going to create anything? Creation is an expression of the self. We're all creations of the one infinite creator because we're all here to express the one infinite creator. And so, you know, the law of correspondence, the metaphysical principle of correspondence, the hermetic principle of correspondence, as above, so below, we are like the creator. Genesis 1:26, let us make mankind in our image and our likeness. Corpus Hermeticum 2.90 says, holy art thou, whom all nature is the image. We're all made in the image of the creator. All creations made in the image of the creator, right? And thus, as creators of ourselves, right, as mankind was made in the image of the creator, we are creators. And thus, we can infinitely and boundlessly express our unique self. And we're called to. Like, that's our, we should. That's actually what we have to do. And when we deny that, when we don't do that, when we don't express our unique self, that is when we feel misaligned with our cosmic purpose. And this is why my mission is to truly help people understand who they really are, which is why I get above the physical and the mental plane, because that's not just all who you are. I get to the metaphysical. I go to the spiritual plane, because that entire picture is what you need. That's what I needed, at least. You know, I said in one of my letters, I was like, you know, psychology and self-analysis isn't what helped me as much. Like, I'd already been in my mental health journey for 4.5 years before I found metaphysics and esotericism. Metaphysics and esotericism is genuinely what I feel like brought me to this place of loving life again. Of course, I'd done a lot of work. Of course, my personal development journey with self-improvement, more in the physical and the material, yeah, that was absolutely a contributor. But at the end of the day, it's like, without the love of God, without the oneness, without the presence, without knowing that my unique self is here for a mission, I wouldn't be as in love with life as I am right now. I'd be a fucking lie. I'd be a lie. And so it's like, I absolutely know that everyone has a unique purpose. Everyone is a unique self. And everyone needs to express their unique self. And however that manifests. Maybe like art specifically, even though art really, like, there's millions of kinds of arts, right? Because art is really just the human expression of creation, right? You know? And so it's like, maybe your art's video, maybe your art's writing, right? Maybe your art is film, maybe your art's music, maybe your art's your body, maybe your art's your physique, right? Maybe your art is your mind. You feel me? It's like, I need you to build something, whether it's your mind, right? Build your mind, build your body, build your brand, build your business, build your portfolio, build your skills, build your dreams. The thing is, like, you don't need to be fully actualized in your purpose, in your vision, to feel fulfilled. You don't. I feel fulfilled every day, and I'm nowhere near fully actualized. It's cool. You know why? Because I know every day I'm doing this. I'm taking those steps, baby. I'm walking. I'm schmoving. And thus I'm in flow with reality. Reality is being, existence, the feminine principle, and it is becoming, evolution, the masculine principle, the moving towards. Both are crucial aspects of our nature. My mission is to help people live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are, which is why I love spirituality and mental health so much, by helping them express who they truly are. So I love art and content and business. inherently, you are a unique self who's here to not just be a unique perspective, not just to know yourself, but a unique quality of intimacy. You're here to be experienced. You are here to be expressed. And if you're not doing that, you're not doing what you're here to do. I need you to express yourself because it's actually not optional. I mean, you might think it is, and I mean, you could keep thinking that, but then you just keep suffering. So I don't know why you do that. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Because I can guarantee you, like I can literally guarantee you from direct experience, the moment that you start really embracing that unique expression through your art, so much life will come back to you instantly, like literally instantly. When I really found this out, like this idea came to me from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way back in October 2023. And then I was literally sitting here, like I was literally listening to the audiobook right there on that swing. And I was like, huh. She was talking about how, you know, if you're not doing those things that you love to do as a child, those things you were most alive during, the most fulfilled during, the most present during, the most allured to. If you're not doing those things, you're playing yourself. Right? Paraphrasing, of course. And I was like, wow. Huh. Haven't been drawing. Right? This is when I was sitting there, I was 19 at the point. I hadn't drawn since like I was 11, really. Stopped dancing. I was like, oh no, I can't. They'll laugh at me. I don't look good enough. You know, I was telling myself my drawings weren't good enough either. I stopped my first channel, Jaden Rules 100, right? Came Jaden White. And then, you know, I started doing gaming channels, but all that was always inconsistent throughout middle school and high school. Wasn't writing. Always loved writing. I've always loved writing. But school, nah. School got me to not like it. Like, I loved creative writing. I loved spewing my thoughts. I loved writing stories. But I didn't like writing shit I didn't care about. Right? Right? And that's what school makes you do. Physically, I wasn't expressing myself as much through like sports and physicality. Started playing video games a lot, and I was channeling it into there more. I had a lot of repressed lust, sexuality. That was just getting spilled into pornography as well. There was a lot of repression of who I truly was. A lot of repression of my desire for life. A lot of desire. A lot of allurement. A lot of truth. A lot of beauty. And when I realized that I wasn't drawing, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't making videos, I wasn't writing, I wasn't outside, being around, being active, being in nature, I was like, oh, this is why I'm depressed. Huh. Huh. And slowly but surely, I brought all those things into my life again. It wasn't all at once. It was, you know, basically one at a time. But they came. I started with like journaling mainly. I was journaling already in August. And I started writing more eventually in fast forward to like July when I started my newsletter. But started writing more August 2023, which was awesome. And journaling really kickstarted my like introspection journey to another level. I learned how to like go within and like be aware of like my emotions to an extent. But I feel like journaling got me to a new level because it allowed me to really like distance myself from my thoughts and then observe them at another time from a place of neutrality. And the thing is, like, when you're able to just come to your thoughts with like a place of like pure observation, no judgment, no like just like detachment, unattached, that's when you can truly see like how charged they are. You can't see how charged they are when they're in your head. Well, it's hard because if you don't have that trained skill of like detaching from them or just observing them neutrally, if you don't have that skill, it's a skill. But if you don't have that, it's hard, right? If you just let your emotions rule you, and you just like, and you're allowing them to charge your thoughts. It's cooked. You're cooked. And so journaling is really helpful because in those times where you're super charged and you're just like, fuck, or you're feeling really sad, right? Or you're feeling really excited, even, like anytime, or you're just like, yeah, or you just want to document. Journaling is awesome for documenting as well. I'm a big advocate for journaling. I'm actually like, I haven't really journaled much the past 2.5 months, but I actually want to get back into just carrying my journal more around. Like I have it in my bag now. I've started like carrying. I always have like my pocket journal with me. Y'all know that, but I want to I always have like I have like another one. It's like a blue one. It's cool. I call it the Vault of JC Dubs. That's like my Renaissance man journal, basically. I need you to do these things that you love to do. I need you to do. I just need you to do them. Because if you don't, you're denying yourself. That denial of yourself is the block on your creativity. Like, how the fuck are you going to express yourself if you don't want to express yourself? Like, that doesn't make sense. If you don't believe you're worthy of being expressed, you're not going to fucking create shit. You might start, but you'll have huge identity resistance, right? You'll be fighting against the false self. Like I said, it's a practice. It takes work. It will take effort. But if you can get to the root of the false self, if you can embrace the shadow, if you can really hold the unimaginable beauty and power that is your unique self, your life will shift. I must stop rambling. Catch again. Let me know if y'all like this video, and what more like just fucking yap sessions like this, because I will definitely make more. Ugh. I didn't say it. Do it today. Be better for tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving. Catch y'all. Nice fail.